Hey everyone, over the next week, the United States will experience two significant winter storms, bringing the threat of snowfall, freezing rain, and even the potential for severe weather. In addition to these winter storms, a major heat wave continues to grip much of the country, with record-breaking high temperatures expected to persist through the end of the week. However, looking ahead to mid-February, an Arctic blast is on the horizon, potentially bringing some of the coldest temperatures of the winter season. To begin with, a massive atmospheric river event is currently taking place along the West Coast, affecting states like California, Oregon, and Washington. This event is responsible for dumping heavy rain and snow in these areas and will be the primary source of energy fueling the upcoming winter storms expected to develop east of the Rocky Mountains. As this moisture moves inland, it will interact with colder air, leading to the formation of at least one significant winter storm in the coming days. This system will travel into the Midwest, Ohio Valley, and eventually the Northeast, producing a mix of snow, freezing rain, and possibly even severe weather. Meanwhile, much of the Southern Plains and Southeast are experiencing quieter conditions, but temperatures in these regions are soaring well above average. Record-breaking high temperatures are anticipated through Thursday, with many areas breaking previous records on multiple days in a row. This widespread and prolonged heat wave is particularly unusual for February, making it one of the most notable warm spells of the winter season. But before we get into the details, hit the subscribe button like this video and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. As we shift our focus back to the upcoming winter storms, the first significant system will begin to impact the country the next couple of days. Snow is already falling in parts of the upper Midwest and Michigan, but accumulations are expected to remain light, with only a few inches expected in these regions. By early Tuesday morning, this initial snowfall will weaken as it moves into the Northeast, leaving behind minimal additional accumulation. However, the next wave of moisture will arrive on Tuesday and Wednesday as the atmospheric river continues to funnel moisture into the West Coast. This will lead to another round of heavy snow and rain in California, Oregon, and Washington. While atmospheric river events are common during the winter months, this particular system stands out due to the extraordinary snowfall amounts expected in the Sierra Nevada, where up to 150 inches of snow may accumulate over the course of several days. Although this snowfall will primarily occur at higher elevations, it remains a significant weather event that could have substantial impacts on travel and infrastructure. By Wednesday, the first major winter storm will begin developing across the Midwest, Ohio Valley, and Northeast. Initially, the system will produce light precipitation, including rain, freezing rain, and some snow. However, as temperatures drop and moisture increases, ice accumulation will become a significant concern. Freezing rain is expected to stretch from Iowa and Missouri through Ohio and into Virginia. Some areas further north may experience a greater coverage of snowfall than currently indicated by forecast models, as additional moisture may enhance precipitation rates. Throughout Wednesday, precipitation will generally remain light, but by Wednesday night and into early Thursday morning, a more widespread area of snow and ice will develop. Snow will continue across the upper Midwest, while freezing rain becomes more prevalent in the Ohio Valley and Mid-Atlantic. Parts of southern Wisconsin may also see sleet mixing in with the wintry precipitation. As the storm continues eastward into Thursday, snowfall will become heavier across the Northeast, including New England. At the same time, freezing rain will persist across Pennsylvania, Virginia, and northern Ohio, increasing the risk of ice accumulation. During the daytime hours on Thursday, heavy snowfall is expected across much of New England, where the highest snowfall totals from the storm will likely be recorded. While snowfall will be the primary impact in the Northeast, freezing rain and ice will be the dominant concern further south. This could lead to hazardous travel conditions and the potential for power outages, particularly in areas where ice accumulation exceeds a quarter inch. In addition to the winter weather, there's also a potential for severe thunderstorms to develop in parts of the lower Midwest and Ohio Valley on Wednesday and Thursday. While severe weather in this region during February is relatively rare, the presence of instability and wind shear could lead to damaging winds and even an isolated tornado or two. Although this is not expected to be a widespread severe weather outbreak, it remains a possibility that needs to be monitored closely in the coming days. As we move into Friday and Saturday, conditions will temporarily quiet down, but another winter storm is likely to follow close behind. This second system will once again be fueled by the energy from the atmospheric river and is expected to impact many of the same areas with additional snow and freezing rain. While the exact details of this storm remain uncertain, early indications suggest that it will bring another round of wintry weather to the Midwest, Ohio Valley, and Northeast between Saturday and Sunday. Since this storm is still several days away, the forecast is subject to change, and further updates will be necessary as new data becomes available. Looking even further ahead, long-range forecasts suggest that additional snow and ice events will occur as we approach mid-February. A key time frame to watch is February 11th to February 16th, as conditions could become favorable for another significant winter storm. There is also increasing confidence in the potential for an Arctic blast during this period, which could bring some of the coldest temperatures of the season. While the exact extent and intensity of this cold air outbreak remain uncertain, historical trends and current weather patterns suggest that a significant drop in temperatures is likely, particularly in the central and eastern United States. Comparing different weather models, there's some discrepancies in how these winter storms will unfold. The European model currently suggests a more widespread area of freezing rain across the Midwest, including Iowa and the northern Ohio Valley, while snowfall remains concentrated in the northern plains and upper Midwest. By Thursday morning, this model indicates moderate to heavy freezing rain in parts of the Northeast and Michigan, which could lead to hazardous conditions. One notable difference between the European model and the GFS model is the duration of snowfall in New England. The European model suggests a shorter period of snow, which would result in lower snowfall accumulations, whereas the GFS model keeps snowfall ongoing for a longer period, leading to higher totals. Early snowfall projections indicate that northern New England and upstate New York could see between 4 to 8 inches of snow, though these amounts could vary depending on how quickly freezing rain transitions to snow. Meanwhile, areas further south, including Virginia and Maryland, are expected to see more ice accumulation rather than snowfall. Some locations in southern Michigan, northern Indiana, and northern Illinois could see up to half an inch of ice, which would significantly increase the risk of power outages. The GFS model currently places the heaviest snow and it's slightly further south and east compared to the European model, adding some uncertainty to the forecast. In terms of overall snowfall potential for the coming weeks, the European ensemble model indicates that snow accumulation will increase across the Central Plains, Midwest, and Northeast. Then, while these areas are most likely to see measurable snow, there's still some uncertainty regarding snowfall in the Ohio Valley and Southern Plains. If the anticipated Arctic blast materializes, the likelihood of snow further south will increase. As for the ongoing heat wave, record-breaking high temperatures are expected to continue through Thursday, especially in the Southern Plains and Southeast. These unseasonably warm temperatures will persist into the weekend before colder air gradually returns early next week. The big question remains whether an Arctic blast will develop by mid-February. The GFS model has recently shown some variation in its forecasts, with one run suggesting a powerful Arctic outbreak and another showing much of the cold air remaining in Canada. Given that this event is still 2 weeks away, there's still plenty of time for adjustments to the forecast. With so much weather activity expected in the coming weeks, it will be essential to stay updated on the latest forecast. Changes in storm tracks, snowfall amounts, and the potential for severe weather can all impact day-to-day conditions. As new information becomes available, forecasts will continue to be refined to provide the most accurate and up-to-date details. Thanks for watching.